When we were just kids, we tend to introduce ourselves in many ways with a very boosted confidence, just like stating our name, our age, our address, our hobbies, our parents' name, even our pet's name, our favorite color, our favorite animals, and our future dream careers. And that is way more unrealistic and way more impossible to achieve or become too. Just like being an astronaut, a spaceship driver, a princess, a prince, a king, or even a fairy or a mermaid. Well, what about now? How do we introduce ourselves? Do we still say the same things? Do we state all of those things that we used to say when we introduce ourselves during our elementary days? Do we still have the guts or the confidence? Do we still believe in those unrealistic and magical things? No, we don't. What about, let's just say, hello everyone, I am a brave person and I am currently fighting my inner and outer battles to know what is my best self in the near future. Now, how are we going to fight our inner battles? In this generation that doesn't prioritize mental and emotional health, in this generation that addresses anxiety and depression as just being an emotional freak, how do we survive and how do we win this battle? At the age of 19, I was diagnosed of having an anxiety disorder, which is called generalized anxiety disorder. It's a type of mental health disorder wherein a person that has this type of anxiety disorder has a very hard time in dealing or coping up with his or her worries. In my case, I usually palpitate, I feel my entire body trembling, and I find it very hard to breathe. And when I was at the age of 20, my depression was triggered due to having a lot of worries about my family. I was very reckless and I sometimes thought of ending my life because I thought it would be the best option. And saying that it's the best option because all I can hear are those voices inside my head that's always whispering in my ear saying, "End your life and your problems and heartaches will all end at once." Those are the words that I can hear inside my head because I don't have anyone to talk to. I don't have anyone to talk to because I don't want to be a burden to my family or to anybody. I suffered and fought that battle alone. My son was 10 months old when I hung myself in our ceiling inside our room. And I was just about to jump to tighten that rope on my neck when my son crawled inside the room where I was about to end my life and say, "Mama me." It's my son's first word. My son rescued me. My son's first word rescued me, and my son's strength to be able to crawl into our room has rescued me from that suicide attempt. My son's strength has rescued me from my weakness. So there will always be a light in all of our darkness. As one of my dear friends has told me, there will always be an instrument that will be sent to us from God that will help us to heal our wounds. Well, the most kind-hearted folks are not always that way. They are either self-made or molded by their surroundings. They are the souls or those who have gone through a great deal in the life game. They are the ones who have stood their ground and emerged from the grave and the depths. They are the people who fought to make every setback and suffering into their strength and a valuable lesson. The most compassionate and courageous individuals do not merely exist. They choose to be such in the face of unexpected hardships and events that have tried to tempt them. They choose to believe in goodness because they have first-hand knowledge of why compassion is so important in this world and in life. They have seen firsthand why kindness and bravery is so important into this world. It's just so lovely how to see someone enter this world unafraid and ready to try again in spite of all the challenging ways it has attempted to defeat them. The way we embrace and demonstrate courage towards ourselves every day. The way we reject negativity and to be anything but hopeful in this world despite the internal conflicts we face and the hardships we have endured for such a long time is a beautiful thing. I hope we will remain committed to doing so. I hope we have the fortitude to believe and always have faith that true connection is still available within everyone today. Even in this modern generation that orders up attention as they ordered food in a fast food chain or on a delivery app. Even when we begin to feel it blossoming within us. I hope we all have the confidence to stand up for that and to open up ourselves to it. I hope we have the guts to accept it as it is, not approach it with a mask on, not to try to cheat on ourselves, and not just to try to be cool about it. I sincerely hope we have all the guts to fully embrace the gifts that those people's life have given us. Please, let's have the confidence to think that goodness still prevails inside a human being. That there are individuals who can love just as well as we all do. And that there are those who will recognize us and offer us help as we develop, appreciate our existence, and learn more about in this world. Let's have the guts to do what is beneath us. Let's not even when it's simpler or more practical. We should not stay on the surface of our existence. We should depart from everything with a heart that is gentle and worn out overall. A broken heart from giving the best possible love, feeling, and care. We should be pleased with our inability to be anything other than receptive to others at the end of the day. We ought to be happy with who we are. Have the guts to put in the effort and follow our best interests. Have the fortitude to face all of our weakness and inner fears head on. To be a friend to them and to do so without any fear. Let's have the courage to stop being numb to or suppressing your inner pains and aches. May we all instead choose to heal our inner battles or inner pains. Let's all have the courage to understand ourselves in order to maintain our mental health and for us to enjoy ourselves and our lives. Let us all unhinge our rib cage to reveal the gritty parts of our soul that no one can see and that no one else can applaud for. Let us be courageous and sweep them. To be kind to ourselves for what we did to forget the sorrow and suffering. To grant ourselves forgiveness for the times in which we failed to stand up for the person we were destined to be. Let's have the fortitude to view endings as the pillars of the chapters that shaped us rather than as necessary components of the rest of our story. Let us have the guts to give ourselves closure once it's over. Being our own house to serve as our personal heaven. Possess the fortitude to prevent our setbacks from crushing us, to prevent them from penetrating our heart and convincing us that we failed. Because no, we don't fail. Or that we should not fight for the happiness we deserve in our lives. Let's have the fortitude to realize that the intensity of our capacity for feeling is a testament to how much we have loved, tried, and fought for something. We should recognize how beautiful moments can be when we appreciate them for what they are, rather than negating them or allowing them to harden us to the world. I sincerely hope we have the guts to continue, and I am hoping we'll all have the guts to live politely. I hope we have the courage to trust this part of ourselves. I sincerely hope we have the courage to follow our hearts and go after whatever it is that truly motivates us to wake up in the morning. I hope we have the courage to believe in the part of ourselves that yearns for freedom from those trends and those limitations. I wish us the courage to explore our passions and gain a deeper understanding of the people and things around us. Even if it doesn't look like the future we had in mind, I hope we all have the strength to fight for it, the strength to make a change, and I sincerely hope we have the confidence to put our faith in the person we are evolving into. All we have to do is pay attention to the part of us that knows that there is more. There is more inside of us that we need to discover. Being injured can result in both negative or positive changes. Everything we must do is forgive ourselves for changing. I always put in my mind that accepting yourself entirely as you are, as imperfect as you are, is the most beautiful thing and deep approach to alter ourselves. because I was raised in a home that upheld the Bible's 10 Commandments. I was raised by doing so technically. However, as I got older, I realized that not everyone in this world upholds the commandments, and some unexpected events occurred. I was once a very easy to trust person who readily gave my complete trust to everyone I met. Most of the time, it's quite challenging to perceive how we develop as human individuals, how to interpret the differences in our spirit and our own goals as positive developments. However, it is a wonderful thing indeed. It is the finest thing in the world because it only indicates that we are learning. It indicates that we are seeking information and listening to advice on our personal and personality or traits. It implies that we are not settling in life, that we are not merely watching our heart crash into this globe, that we are demanding more of ourselves, that we are truly making an effort to choose what belongs in our existence, and that we are not simply giving up. We should be the one to change, and more importantly, let's forgive ourselves for changing. Because when we are the one who transforms, it indicates that we are the one who is developing. Let's use this transformation as a reminder that we are genuinely falling into ourselves rather than berating ourselves for it. That we are genuinely striving for a life that will best reflect the stage of our life at the moment. And let us not be afraid of change. Also, let's not get too easy in our life to take risks or inquire about the aspects of it that are really sincerely making us yearn for a change. We are not lost as a result, though it implies that we are discovering who we are. It indicates that we are striving to be our best self. Let's forgive ourselves for opening our hearts to people who were incapable of appreciating, valuing, or loving it. Because they weren't the wrong people, we were supposed to meet them. We should forgive ourselves for falling in love. We were intended to fall, to go through, and to take something away from them. We won't be sorry for the way we gave the world a piece of our heart. We don't hate, or we don't have to hate ourselves for caring, for feeling, and for wishing that the lovely connection we felt with another person would become something concrete, observable, and pointed. Who we are was a version of ourselves who didn't have to struggle to come out of the shadows or cope with the things that caused our soul to crack and shift. And such things transform a person. Perhaps we changed and developed into a person we were supposed to be at this particular time. Maybe we have to let go of that expectation and that comparison. And maybe we have to put our faith into lessons and the ways that the world has pushed us to grow into who we can be. Fear not for what we are becoming. Take it, move on from the pain. Instead of doing it for someone else or to show them you can, do it for yourself. Do it now for your future. Release the heavy weight. Carry the lessons you've learned from your grief and heartbreak inside of you as you go on. Continue because you have something to prove to yourself, your heart, and to your soul. Not because you have something to prove to the rest of the world. Because you deserve to save, or you deserve to be saved. So we should always protect ourselves. Now all we need to do to win this thing is, we must first feel the pain. Next, we should fight the hunting pain even if it kills us inside. Next is we should forgive ourselves. We should accept the new us, and we should move on. We all have battles in life. We may face financial problems, school problems, family problems, friendship problems, boyfriend, girlfriend, or relationship problems that can lead us to suffer and be in deep pain or sorrow, or worst is depression. Let us just all be brave and follow the steps because I myself have been fighting this war even up to today. Please, let us always put this on our minds, that we are not weak, we are brave, and we can do everything.